Welcome to Akulmek Live. I'm Kanchan Verma, and in this series of great Rishis of India, I'm again discussing a very popular, very intelligent Rishi, Rishi Atri. His contribution is immense, and he's been recalled as one of the most talked, most popular Rishi of Vedic era. Atri Rishi is most mentioned Rishi in Rig Vedas, and I think he is one of the most popular among Saptarishis. Atri Rishi is a Vedic sage who is being credited for composing numerous hymns about Agni, about Indra, and other Vedic deity of Hinduism. In Atri hymns of Rig Vedas are significant for his melodic structure as well as featuring spiritual ideas in the form of riddle. The verses are also known for his elegant presentation of natural phenomena through metaphors such as poetically presenting dawn as a cheerful woman in hymn 5.80. I think, will be very much popular because of his orator. Being a good orator, he had a very profound communication skill. That's why his origin is generally considered with the organ tongue. And I think that is also considered as the key knowledge of Vedas and chanting of sacred mantras in Vedic ritual, because over the period of time it is required to learn and to narrate these mantras of this Vedic era. The name Atri means the one who is free from predominance of triple impurities like sattva, rajas, and tamas, and one of who is being in the form of triple entity are in perfect equilibrium. That is what is attributed to sage Atri. Anusuya Devi is married to Atri Rishi. Anusuya was sister of a very profound Kapil Muni, who has given philosophy about relation of cosmos and man, and we call it as Sankhya philosophy. Anusuya has a special place when we're talking about the dedication towards family, and she tops in the seven Prativitas of Indian Hinduism religion. And what is Prativita? Prativita means somebody who is family oriented, most dedicated woman. And still we give examples of Anusuya Devi when we are talking about the dedication towards family, and we call women to be more should be more family oriented and more dedicated. A part of this, there's a very interesting story about the birth of three kids of Atri Rishi and Anusuya Devi. There are two stories, so I'll just continue with first story. First story tells us that both Atri Rishi and Anusuya Devi, they worshipped Trinity gods, Brahma, Vishnu, and Mahesh. And when these Trinity gods became very happy, they came and then they asked that they asked the boon from the god that you should come as children to our house. So this is how the story of and the birth of Dattatreya, Durbhasha, and Chandra, the three sons of Atri Rishis and Anusuya Devi, being talked about. A part of this is very most interesting story about the birth of Dattatreya and Durbhasha and Chandra is that once Trinity God's wife Parvati, Lakshmi, and Saraswati, they said, who is most dedicated woman in the world? That means they are talking about the Pativritas. So they went and they found out that Anusuya is considered as one of the most dedicated family oriented women in the world. So they said, okay, fine, we will go and take a exam. Let us find out whether she is really deserving this title, because Anusuya Devi tops among the 7 most Pativitas ladies in Hinduism. So she went, and they asked their husbands to really go and stay overnight in the ashram of Anusuya Devi, and these husbands, Vishnu, Mahesh, and Brahmaji, cannot ignore the request, and literally they went in the ashram of Anusuya Devi, and they asked that we are travelers and we want to stay overnight. And Anusuya Devi, because her husband was also not there, then she prayed to God that convert these trinity into small kids. And this is how, because being so dedicated, so pious, and so family oriented, and high level of Pativita lady, God listened to her request, and all Trinity gods became small sons, and this is how they stayed. And when in the morning, Anusuya Devi and Atri said that please stay with us and let us have happiness of raising gods in the form of sons. So in this way, Anusuya has a special place beside Atri. She has her own aura. She has own place in Hinduism. Atri Rishi is being credited for writing most of the hymns, as we have discussed. These hymns include lexical and verbal play, utilizing the flexibility of Sanskrit language. That means he has done an enhancement of the language. He has tackled the language in a very, very profound and very, very intelligent way. The surviving part of Atri Samhita suggests the text discuss about many things, not about the rituals and the rites which are being conducted on daily basis in Vedic era, but also talks about yoga and ethics of living. Now, when we are talking about ethics of living, there are few things which I want to tell you. That he talks about self-restraint. He said that don't be materialistic, and if a pain is created by others, don't put it that pain in the heart. Don't go into a spree of taking revenge, and that he termed as Dharma. He also talked about charity. So he said that even with a limited income, you should take a decision, or you make a habit of giving something daily to others with a care and with a liberal heart. Don't put it into your mind, oh my God, or don't feel proud that I'm giving dan. And that is he termed as dan. He also tells us about compassion. He said that one should behave like his own self. That means the way you want to be treated by others, you should treat other people like that way. And that implies towards relatives, towards friends, don't even towards enemy, don't make any envies to people who already has done bad to you. So these kind of things which he has written in Sanskrit language, in hymns, and I think the impact of his writing we can see even today. The lineage of Atri has a very special place when we are talking about Aryavart or we are talking about India. The lineage of Atri is through his third son, Chandra, which consists of many legendary warriors, kings and deities. The lunar dynasty, as we call it, in Hindi we call it Chandravansh. And you know that there is a very popular war in Vedic era with the group of 10 kings who fought with the Chandravanshi king, King Soma, who became victorious after defeating these 10 kings. And this King Soma was the first king of lunar dynasty who ruled over Prayag. More prominent kings of this dynasty lineage were Purva, Ayu, Nahush, Yati, Yayati, Samati, Ayati, Vidyati and Kirti. And out of them, Yati and Yayati were the children of Nahush. Yayati had two wives, Damayanti and Sharmishta. Through them, he had five children: Yadu, Turvasu, Drahau, Anu, Puru. Yadu is a progenitor of Yadavas. Turvayu were the Yuvanas, which we later call Greeks, Drahayu of Bhojas, Anu of Malichas, and Puru of Purvas. They represent the ancient warrior clan who ruled different parts of the land, known as I told you, Bharatvarsh or Aryavarth. Atri's lineage also consists of many popular sages. Every person just wants to live forever. They don't want to die. And then there's a concept of immortality has emerged not in India but in many civilizations, in many cultures. And this is how this incident, the to creating immortality for people, for devtas, for gods, for even demons, emerged in Hinduism also. So there's a very interesting story, and it is said that Atri sage became instrumental in churning of the seas, and this the story goes like that once Indra, the king of heaven, he was defeated, humiliated. So he wants to restore his respect. He stole a sacrificial horse from Prithu against the wishes of sage Atri. So in other way, he actually invited a fight, and he wanted to revive his power, as I told you, and he indulged in a prolonged war with demons. And in this process, he also the king also took help of sage Atri, and in this process sage power was diminished by Rahu and Ketu. It is said that Atri's action against Indra in this form, and he came a little ahead and of the responsibility, because he is a sage. He is writing hymns in Rig Vedas, but here he is helping a king to defeat Indra, who is king of heavens. So this is how it prompted devas to churn the ocean and extract the Amrit. The Amrit they required for immortality, and nectar for immortality. And this is how it became very inevitable to really say that sage role in churning or getting the nectar of immortality was not there. So I think this is a very important incident when we look into the life of sage Atri. Atri Rishi is also mentioned in Ramayana and Mahabharata. Because at one stance in Ramayana, it is mentioned that Anusuya Devi gave guidance to Ma Sita, that what is the code of conduct or how we can behave in society or in daily basis. Atri Rishi has worked in the field of medical astrology. Now that is very important, because we talk about astrology in totality, and here's one person who's specialized in medical astrology and the important role of medical astrology even used by astrologer today. So I think that is very intelligent of Rishi Atri to really come out with a specialized form of astrology. Along with this, he also, as I mentioned, composed Atri Samhita. Moreover, Rishi is considered as the creator of mantra and its distinction. So he is not left only with creating the mantra, but he has elaborated them. He has also composed religious texts as well as beautiful stories of characters. So I think this is a way to giving how to live in society. I think that is more of ethics of or code of conduct to be social, to live with others in society, and to be a good human being. That's what Atri has created. Atri is also worshipped as a person with a high intellect and knowledge. So I think that is something which makes Atri Rishi different from others, because he is most intellectual, most knowledgeable Rishi of Vedic era. Is most popular stream of medical science even today. And when we are talking about Vedic era, it was the only medical field, and we get the stances of treatment of very nicely. When we are talking about surgery, we find stances of surgery in Ayurveda. Even cosmetic surgery is also done, and it is there. The knowledge in Ayurveda, the surgery knowledge is also there. Replacement of organs is also mentioned in Ayurveda. So when we are talking about Ayurveda, and we still believe in that, and most of the people in India and abroad, they consider as first treatment stream for their ailment is Ayurveda. Now Ayurveda, medical ancient medical field, which always be great to this sage Atri. Why? Because he has lot of contribution when we are talking about eye treatment. He created many formulas in Ayurvedic, and especially for eye treatment. And that is why generally it is said that Rishi Atri believed to be originated from the eyes of Brahma. Atri Rishi has achieved some important medical achievement in medical science, which is always mentioned in Puran and in other texts of ancient Vedic history of India. So many things is being discussed in Atri Samhita, which is written by sage Atri. He speaks about social and spiritual upliftment of human beings. He talks about moral duty and the right and responsibility of human beings. And he also talks about kind, compassion, and how we should be treating other people. Atri Rishi is considered as most calm, lovely person. He was very down to the earth, spite of being such a big persona. He was most intellectual person. When we talking about Rishis, he is very down to the earth when we are talking about his thoughts and the production of his thoughts. So this is something I just want to talk about Rishi Atri, and I look forward towards your comments, and I would like to ask you if you want to know more about some particular Rishis of ancient India. Please let us know. We will bring a series on that again. So we'll be meeting again with some other profound profile of great Rishis of India. Till then, bye bye, and you take care.